Hi, I'm Duke Nukem, and you're watching GR TV.
Last time I saw you was almost a year ago. Age of Conan was still many months to release. How's the year been?
Oh, the year has been, well, for me personally, it's been a nightmare slash fantastic dream. It's it's a lot of fun to be working in the gaming industry, but the last year of any gaming project, it's killer, you know. There's long hours, lots of work, lots of worrying, that sort of stuff. But also it's been a lot of fun. And when we finally managed to get the game out the door and turn on the servers, watching the people pour in, we actually, at Funcom, we were actually just everyone gathered around a big screen, watching the numbers on the servers just rise as we open the servers, drinking champagne, just finally saying, yes, we've done it. But of course, this is when the real work starts now.
It's been a couple of months now since that fateful drinking champagne, watching the numbers rise evening. What do you think, looking back at the time since release, what did you do right?
What we did right, I think we had a really good launch. I mean, when we launched, the game was up for most of the time, except for, of course, scheduled downtime and such. People had a lot of fun, of course. There were issues. There's always issues surrounding an MMO launch. It wasn't perfect, but it was really, really good compared to some other MMO launches. So we're really proud of that, actually. A lot of people had fun, and we did really well with the launch. Of course, as I was saying, this is when the real work starts. Now we're looking at all the things that people have been spending 3 months playing the game, and now they really have opinions. You know, everyone has an opinion now on what Age of Conan has to be all about, and that's fine with us. I mean, that's what we live for. So we're looking at the player feedback now and trying to translate that into the game.
Can you point to what you actually did wrong?
What we did wrong? Ooh, that's a big one. Probably the biggest one is customer service. We were taken a bit by surprise by how well the game sold. The game sold extremely well, extremely fast. Our customer service representatives was just, I mean, they were flooded with requests and so on. Because there were, of course, a lot of in-game issues, people stuck, people having problems with their statistics, their feats and so on, and that needed fixing and that needed help. But there were so many people. But once we realized that were happening, we just staffed up right away. So we fixed that issue to a large degree, I think. Of course, there's a bunch of issues in the game right now that we have to fix, some small, some larger, and these will be fixed. We have fixed a ton of things since launch. The past 3 months, if you look through the patch notes, there's a ton of stuff in there.
You've been receiving quite a lot of harsh criticism. Sadly enough, you received personally some in a couple of threads on the Age of Conan forum. Do you understand what those people are talking about?
I mean, for me personally, it's a part of the job. I mean, I'm the sort of the person standing in front of Age of Conan, and I have to take the good stuff with the bad stuff. And it's of course, it's sad to see all the bad threads, but that's what happens. I'm a person too, by the way. We completely understand where the criticism is coming from. A lot of it has absolutely root in reality. There's a lot of issues in the game now and has to be fixed. You know, statistics for items needs to be fixed. We need more items in there. Raid dungeons that needs to be fixed. You know, all of these things will be done, and we're working really hard on getting it done now. Memory leaks, we know they're there, we need to fix them, everything. So we really want to keep an honest, good line of communication with our players. Even though we don't answer every single post on the forums, we read every single post on the forums. We have people for that, you know. The developers do it themselves. We have community members sitting there compiling, you know, the thoughts of the community members, sending it to the producers. Everything gets read, and we really appreciate all the feedback. And I think that together with the players, we can actually take Age of Conan from being a great game to being a fantastic game. There is certain points in the game which is where the content gets thin, especially when you reach level 55 and the levels after 55, and we need to fix this, of course, and that's what we're doing now. The presentation you just saw shows tons of content that are going into the game now. We have Tarantia Commons, an entirely new part of Tarantia City that's coming in, mid-level gameplay. We have Ymir's Pass, a whole new outdoor area for level 55 and up, dozens of hours of adventure and questing and so on. We have the Amphitheater dungeon connected to Ymir's Pass coming up. Great new dungeon for level 60s and up. We have a dungeon for Thunder River, level 80 group dungeon. We have House of Crom, level 80 group dungeon, social dungeon coming up, and then of course we have other stuff coming in after that. But of course we don't want to spoil it all in one go, basically. But there is tons of content coming now. They're coming in now, and I appreciate people being patient. You know, after a game has launched, there's always a period where we have to focus on fixing, you know, urgent things. So we haven't been that able to focus so much on actually padding the content. But now we have come to a point in the production or rather the post-launch phase where we can put more effort into actually producing more content. So in the coming months, weeks and months, there's going to be tons of content coming into the game.